welcome back to the channel. It's Adam ND72. So we're back with the SLK32, and we're going to be doing a little bit of maintenance and repair. So basically, ever since I got the car, the guy may or may not have known I was losing a little bit of coolant. So I was like, all right, you know, like it was maybe if I floored it, went to full boost, a little bit every like week I would have to check it, and it wasn't like low, but I could tell I was dropping some. So I know that these have a common issue of the intercooler leaking underneath the supercharger. So I wasn't too concerned about it because it wasn't like an extreme amount of coolant losing. So I did the split cooling system just to verify it. I wanted to do one anyways. So I did a split cooling test, and then my coolant was not lowing anymore, but I was losing a little bit of water for the intercooler and all that stuff. It literally was just only under boost I would lose it too. Because if I drive normal, nothing would drop. But then under boost, just say I would drive like 200 miles and floor it like 30, 40 times, I would lose this much of a water bottle that I'd fill up. So nothing too extreme. And also I knew, because when I took the surge tanks off, in one of the previous videos, you actually saw like a film of coolant in there. So I don't know how long it's been happening for. The car has 100,000 miles on it. So it's still a low mileage car for over a 20-year-old car. It's got 100,000 miles on it. It's not misfiring from it, nothing like that. Every like 2 weeks on cold startup, I'll get a map sensor. And if anyone knows, to do the map sensor, you got to pull the supercharger off anyways. So what we're doing today, we're gonna do the map sensor, which I ordered from O'Reilly's, which will be here in like 2 hours. So that should be plenty of time to rip this off. So we're gonna rip off the supercharger and throw a new one on there, or a new intercooler on there. Let me show you what I got. So this whole kit was sent over from Rob from Needswings. The intercoolers are a little bit hard to find nowadays. Even at the dealer, they wanted a stupid amount of money. So I got the whole gasket kit. Rob sent it over. It should come with every single gasket and everything I need to put that on. It even's got the Mercedes sealant and all that stuff. It's got everything. So also what I opt to get, I got to clean it up a little bit because it's been sitting. I had this for a few months now. Is I had them thermal coat the intercooler. So I saw a lot of people had good numbers. And then the theory, or not theory, but a lot of people are saying the reason that they'll crack on the welds or crack somewhere is just because it gets too much heat out of these little motors. So with this thermal coating, I'm hoping it'll drop the air intake temperatures. And also you got to remember, with this car, before I did the split cooling, before I did the ice box, before I did any of that, you were getting air intake temps of like 90-degree weather, 100-degree weather in Florida, because that's when I did all the testing. You're like 50, 60 degrees above ambient. So I easily can see, like, if it's cracking because of heat or warping, I get that. Now, this car average is about, like, 7 to 10 above ambient after I do, like, going into a pool. And with that ice box, the recovering time and cool down is astronomically better now. So I don't think I'll ever have a problem, especially if it's a brand new unit. I didn't really want to go with the used unit just because you never really know. I get off eBay, they were still, like, people still wanted $400 for a used intercooler, and then it's not like a quick job, like a 5-minute job. It's you gotta rip everything off to get it. And how do I even know it's good? I could pressure test it in an amount of money. This whole kit, I'll have to look it up what they go for now. Roughly, I think they're $1,000, a little bit more. I think it's like $100 for the coating, but I'll put a link below. And Rob, I recommend him from Needswings so much. Like, he's a great guy. He's very knowledgeable. He helps out, and most of the time, all the products are in stock. This one, granted, I didn't need it right away, but it came like immediately. And big kudos to him. I'm going to throw a link below. And we're going to start ripping this thing apart, and hopefully it goes around smooth. So far, basically, I just removed my intakes. Everyone's going to be different. I'm going to take the belt off the supercharger. And then next, I'm going to start undoing the surge tanks, which these are T30s. So start buzzing them off and take them off. After I got the surge tanks off, I just took the fuel rail, undid it, and you're only going to unplug one side of the injectors, and you can swing it over. There's a couple little miscellaneous lines back there that you got to take off, which is just like the brake booster and stuff that comes right off. And then what I'm also going to do, I'm going to get the shop vac and suck out all these little valves. I want nothing to fall off when I go to actually pull a supercharger. And also, I don't think you can even see it, but here's my surge tanks. Now you can't see. They got a little bit of film in them from the leak, but not bad. And also remember, those bolts on the surge tanks are different lengths. So all I did was just leave them in there, and you won't mix it up. And then to take off the fuel rails, just 4 bolts. You know what I mean? Make sure you don't drop them. It's going to be bam, 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 bam. Just don't drop them, and just keep trucking away. All right, once you get all the supercharger bolts off, it should be 3 and 3, and then you got to take off the secondary pump injection. Mine are just plates, so you got to take that off because that little goes in there. And then as you can see, it's pretty pretty loose, so I'm going to put the camera down because it's not light, and I'm going to try to yank it off by myself. Holy poop, that was... Well, I got it off. Definitely got to clean all that up. But I got it off, and holy crap, this thing is heavy for one person. It's like, it's not, it's just an awkward way it is. All thing, and I did forget, you got to undo the, I mean, I knew it, but I just forgot to do it. That's one thing that I had to stop the video because it was killing my back. The lines over here, just make sure you undo the the coolant lines. Dang, I got some little bit of moisture in there, so we're going to throw some rags, clean all that whole valley up. I'm definitely going to put tape over the cylinder heads, and we're going to, what the heck? It's a random effing, oh god, good thing that didn't fall in anywhere. That's what I'm saying, always just be cautious and make sure nothing falls in there. Check all the valves before you put tape on them and after. But now I'm probably going to have to start ripping that supercharger apart and redoing the intercooler. Alright, so flipping over, you got the Garrett's intercooler right here. So it doesn't look too bad to take it off. I just got to, I'll probably get these fittings off once it's on the bench or something. It looks like a couple bolts there, a bolt there, and then I will be cleaning everything up with a little bit of degreaser and stuff like that. Get my foot back. One thing I just noticed the previous owner plugged that up. I'll have to figure out why. But this is the air intake temperature, and then that's the map sensor. So you might be able to get it without removing the supercharger, but you can see how much like access you got right over here. And this would have been a perfect time to redo the the throttle body, but it just wasn't in the cards. So I'm going to start gutting this up now. So we got the intercooler off. It's pretty effing easy. It's just going to be 4 bolts right here, bam, bam. And then you got 2 over here, and then you just remove the lines. It's easier to remove the lines first, and you got more access. One thing I have to remember, this hose goes under. But I got it all off, and man, this has 100,000 miles on it. Been having boost, like, upgraded boost since, like, maybe 3-4 years, but, like, listen. That looks so clean in there, too. These rotors are, like, perfect. I'm not seeing any, like, chipping, at least what I can see. And it's like, I'm barely putting any power. That thing is spinning nice. Good little girl. So now we're going to finish gutting this. I got a new sensor I got to go pick up. This one was giving me, like, once a week I would get a check engine light for it. So I'm going to change the sensor. I got another one of these sensors I might change, but that's easy enough to do on the car. And then throw the new one on, button it all up. So this is the old intercooler. Another thing I noticed, if you can see in there, just like the amount of oil and crap and debris when it was leaking and all that stuff. So that definitely was hurting my air intake temps and just the flow. Because how it works is the air is going to pass right through this and then go into the, what's it called, intake and all that stuff. But definitely a good thing that I got a new one here. I'm very happy. So we're going to start throwing the new one on. Alright guys, so I got the supercharger, everything all rebuilt, all torqued down, all tightened up. I'm not sure if I put this the right angle, so I might have to twist that, and I might have to twist the lines, but I got my buddy over here, and now we got this kind of cleaned up, we're going to start throwing it on. Alright, so we got the supercharger all back on. It's winding pretty nice. I'm hoping I didn't route any of my cables or my wires wrong. I think I got it pretty good. It's all torqued down the specs. I got my secondary pump lock-off plates on. So next step, we're going to grease up the O-rings and put the fuel rail back on, I think, and then just keep doing lines and keep going. Alright guys, so we got the supercharger back on, we got the surge tanks back on, everything's in, belts on. We don't have the intake of the fan on, but we're going to do the first fire up. I'm going to give it a once over. Ready? Yeah. Hey, give me the phone. Alright guys, so we took the car for a test drive, and as you can see it started raining, so we couldn't really do any pulls or anything like that, but it came out pretty good. So the intercooler and all that stuff wasn't that hard to put on. It got it done in less than a day. I will say this though, I would recommend you have a buddy help you put it back on, because taking it off was a little bit struggling, but I could do it myself. And I mean, as you can see, I'm not the most muscular guy, but to put it on, I think I would have been really struggling to put it on and get everything lined up, but with a buddy there, it made a night and day difference and so much easier. And also, big thanks to Rob over at Needswings for sending me all the gaskets and everything like that, and even the intercooler. It made it so easy to put on and off. And the car, I I mean, we went for quite a bit of drive, and I kept, like, we went in full boost, but barely just because it's raining, and I wanted it to be a little bit safe, but so far it's not leaking or no nothing. I put the pressure tester on it. Basically, I just got, like, a normal radiator pressure tester that I actually put on the cap over here that came with the needswings, which the needswings intercooler and heat exchanger combo, super good. So glad I went with them. Everything fits good, and they're OEM for the intercooler, just a little bit modified. So I'm gonna put a link below of, like, to his website and all of his stuff. If you guys want one, go online, go order them. I highly recommend it. I mean, tell him you saw this video. Maybe it'll help me out later on down the road. And since it's raining, the next video, what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to take the draggy out and actually see what 0 to 60 times, what quarter-mile times they'll do on the road. I mean, I already know what it does at the track. And also, I got a couple more cool parts coming for it. We got the VTEC TCU that's coming for it. I should have that by this time. And then the front wheels, I got the actual, like, if you guys notice, I've been rocking up the factory ones just because I was testing out the stud conversion on the back, and it's been like that for months. So I'm going to do a stud conversion on the front of this in the next video. We're going to get new RPF ones for the front to go on there. And if anyone wants, I already got one person who wants to buy my original AMG rims, but if that sale doesn't go through, you guys can hit me up, and they'll have rims and tires on them. And I'm trying to do a local sale only, but let me know, guys. All right, I'll see you later.